The air hangs heavy, thick with the scent of burning incense and the distant murmur of 1,000 voices reciting ancient texts. A lone child, no older than 7, meticulously practices calligraphy, his brushstrokes precise, deliberate. Outside, the rhythmic clang of a blacksmith's hammer echoes through a narrow alley, a stark counterpoint to the quiet intensity within the scholar's courtyard. This is a glimpse into a world where knowledge is revered, where the pursuit of wisdom is not merely an academic exercise, but a way of life, a path to personal and societal harmony. For over 2.5 millennia, a singular philosophy has profoundly shaped the minds and societies of billions, influencing educational systems, family dynamics, and even the very concept of intelligence across East Asia. Its principles, codified by a man born into chaos, continue to resonate with an undeniable power, even in our hyperconnected digital age. To comprehend the remarkable academic achievements often seen in East Asian cultures, and perhaps to better understand ourselves and the potential within our own minds, it is essential to comprehend the enduring legacy of Confucius. This film will journey between the ancient past and the vibrant present, revealing how timeless wisdom continues to sculpt the future. Listen closely. The soft rustle of silk robes gives way to the hurried footsteps of a messenger, his face grim. It is the spring and autumn period, roughly 551 BCE, a time of unprecedented turmoil in ancient China. Petty states constantly warred, alliances shifted like desert sands, and the once stable Zhou dynasty was a mere shadow of its former glory. Across the fragmented landscape, banditry was rampant, and the common people suffered under the capricious whims of feudal lords. Life was precarious, often brutal, a stark contrast to the idealized order that Confucius would later champion. Yet amidst this chaos in the small state of Lu, a child named Confucius, later known as Confucius, was born. His father, a valiant soldier, died when Confucius was young, leaving his mother to raise him in poverty. This early hardship, a crucible of adversity, forged in him a profound empathy for the suffering of others and a deep desire for social order. Imagine a young Confucius, perhaps in his late teens, finding himself in a moment of profound public humiliation. A minor official, jealous of his growing reputation for wisdom, orchestrates a public shaming, perhaps by spreading false rumors or denying him access to a vital text. The young scholar, though deeply wounded, does not retaliate. Instead, he retreats, not in defeat, but to redouble his efforts in study, seeking the deeper truths that transcend petty grievances. This quiet resilience, this transformation of adversity into fuel for growth, would become a hallmark of his philosophy. Years later, having gained some minor administrative positions, Confucius faced another devastating blow: the death of his beloved mother. This personal tragedy, a deep wound to his filial heart, plunged him into a period of intense mourning and reflection, further solidifying his understanding of human suffering and the importance of ritual and respect for one's ancestors. His reputation for wisdom grew, but his ideas for restoring order were often met with resistance from the powerful. Frustrated by the inability of rulers to adopt his principles, Confucius embarked on a 14-year journey across various states, a peripatetic scholar seeking a worthy patron. We see him first in the state of Wei, a bustling hub of commerce, where he observes the merchants haggling, the artisans toiling, and the common folk struggling. He notes the lack of moral leadership, the pursuit of fleeting pleasures over lasting virtues. Then, his travels take him to the rugged, mountainous terrain of the state of Qi, where he witnesses the harsh realities of military life and the stark contrast between the lives of the elite and the impoverished masses. Finally, we find him in the fertile plains of the state of Chen, a land scarred by recent conflicts, where he teaches his disciples under the shade of ancient trees, his words a beacon of hope in a darkening world. Each landscape, each interaction, deepened his understanding of human nature and the societal ills he sought to remedy. Confucius believed that the path to a harmonious society began with the individual, cultivated through specific virtues. One of his core concepts, crucial for understanding East Asian educational philosophies, is Ren asterisk Chinese letter. Character appears this ideogram, often translated as benevolence or humaneness, depicts two strokes representing person and two, suggesting the ideal interaction between individuals. It's the capacity to genuinely care for others, to act with compassion and empathy. Imagine a modern-day classroom in Shanghai. The teacher observes a student struggling with a complex math problem. Instead of simply providing the answer, another student, embodying Ren patiently explains the concept, guiding their peer toward understanding, not just for the sake of a grade, but out of a genuine desire for their collective progress. This isn't just about charity, it's about recognizing the shared humanity in every interaction. Another vital concept is Li Chinese letter. Character appears this term, encompassing ritual, propriety, and decorum, refers to the established norms of behavior that guide human interactions and maintain social order. It's the framework that allows Ren to flourish. Consider a formal tea ceremony in Japan, where every gesture, every movement is precise and deliberate. Or in a contemporary Korean family, the respectful bow to elders, the careful placement of chopsticks at a meal. These aren't empty gestures. They are expressions of respect, of hierarchy, and of a shared understanding of how individuals should relate to one another. Without Confucius taught, courtesy becomes tiresome, caution becomes timidity, courage becomes insubordination, and frankness becomes rudeness. This emphasis on proper conduct, on understanding one's place within a structured society, has profoundly influenced educational systems, fostering discipline and respect for authority. Then there is Chinese letter. Character appears often translated as righteousness or justice. Is the moral disposition to do what is right, not for personal gain, but because it is inherently good. It's the internal compass that guides ethical action. Think of a startup founder in Beijing who, despite immense pressure to cut corners, chooses to uphold ethical sourcing practices, even if it means lower profit margins. This decision, rooted in *yi, reflects a commitment to principles over expediency. In the Analects, Confucius recounts a story of a man who, finding a valuable object, returned it to its rightful owner despite being in dire need himself. This act, driven by *yi, exemplifies the moral courage and integrity that Confucius championed. It's the idea that true success isn't just about wealth or power, but about living a life of moral rectitude. The concept of Chinese letter character appears, or wisdom, in Confucian thought, is not merely intellectual prowess, but a practical understanding of human affairs, coupled with the ability to discern right from wrong. It's about applying knowledge to achieve moral ends. Dr. Li Wei, a professor of educational psychology at Peking University, notes, Confucian wisdom isn't about memorizing facts. It's about discerning patterns, understanding human nature, and making ethical judgments. This holistic view of intelligence, where moral development is intertwined with intellectual growth, has deeply shaped our educational approaches. This contrasts sharply with a purely Western, IQ-centric view of intelligence, emphasizing not just what one knows, but how one uses that knowledge for the good of society. It's why rote memorization, often criticized in Western pedagogy, is seen in some East Asian contexts as a foundational step, a way to internalize principles before applying them wisely. Finally, Chinese letter character appears, or trustworthiness, is the bedrock of all human relationships and social order. It's about being true to one's word, reliable and sincere. Imagine a bustling marketplace in ancient times, where agreements were often sealed with a handshake and a promise. The success of that market, the very fabric of its economy, depended on the trustworthiness of its participants. In modern China, the concept of social credit systems, though controversial, can be seen as a contemporary, albeit extreme, manifestation of this ancient emphasis on trustworthiness. It's a societal mechanism to enforce **Zin**. Professor Chen Mei, a sociologist from the National University of Singapore, observes, the emphasis on **Zin** in Confucianism creates a strong social fabric where individuals are expected to honor their commitments. This fosters stability and predictability, which are crucial for any functioning society, whether ancient or modern. Yet, Confucianism is not without its critics, especially in the modern era. The emphasis on hierarchy and filial piety has, at times, been seen as stifling individual expression and perpetuating patriarchal structures. Some argue that the intense academic pressure in East Asian societies, often attributed to Confucian values, leads to high levels of stress and anxiety among students. While the pursuit of excellence is admirable, states Dr. Anya Sharma, a cultural critic from the University of London, the rigid adherence to certain Confucian ideals can sometimes stifle creativity and independent thought, leading to immense pressure on young people to conform and achieve specific metrics rather than exploring their unique talents. This tension between tradition and modernity, between collective harmony and individual autonomy, is a constant dialogue within contemporary East Asian societies. However, proponents argue that these are misinterpretations or misapplications of Confucius's original teachings, which emphasized balance and the cultivation of the individual for the betterment of the whole, not blind obedience. The goal was always self-cultivation, leading to a flourishing society, not a rigid, oppressive one. The rhythmic beat of a traditional Chinese drum blends with the modern synth sounds of a bustling city. Every year across China and in Chinatowns worldwide, the birthday of Confucius is celebrated with elaborate ceremonies, a vibrant testament to his enduring legacy. In Quafu, his birthplace, descendants gather for ancient rituals, offering sacrifices and reciting his teachings, a tangible link to a 2,500-year-old tradition. But the influence extends far beyond ritual. The Confucius Institutes, established globally, promote Chinese language and culture, spreading his ideas to new generations. Educational initiatives across Asia continue to integrate his principles of diligence, respect for teachers, and the pursuit of lifelong learning. Consider Ms. Zhang, a kindergarten teacher in Chengdu, who incorporates stories of Confucius into her daily lessons, teaching her young students about the importance of sharing and respecting their elders. Or Mr. Li, a software engineer in Seoul, who, despite the fast-paced tech world, dedicates an hour each morning to reading classical texts, finding in them principles for ethical leadership and team collaboration. Even a Buddhist monk in a remote temple in Fujian, while adhering to different spiritual practices, recognizes the profound influence of Confucian ethics on the moral fabric of Chinese society. These are not isolated instances. They are woven into the very fabric of daily life. The question, why Chinese children have higher IQs, is, of course, a complex one, fraught with statistical nuances and cultural sensitivities. But beneath the surface of test scores and academic achievements lies a deeper truth, a profound cultural bedrock, meticulously laid by Confucius, that prioritizes learning, discipline, and the relentless pursuit of self-improvement. It is a philosophy that sees education not just as a means to a career, but as a path to becoming a better human being, a more virtuous citizen. From the quiet contemplation of ancient scholars to the bustling classrooms of modern megacities, the wisdom of Confucius continues to shape minds and societies. His emphasis on diligence, respect for elders, and the pursuit of knowledge has fostered environments conducive to intellectual development and academic excellence for centuries. It's a testament to the enduring power of ideas, a reminder that the pursuit of wisdom is a lifelong journey, one that can transform not just individuals, but entire civilizations. As we reflect on this profound legacy, perhaps the true question isn't just about IQs, but about how we, in our own lives, can cultivate the discipline, perseverance, and lifelong love for wisdom that Confucius championed. What ancient wisdom might we unlock within ourselves to build a more harmonious and intellectually vibrant future?